Hey, and welcome back to Wheat Beat. My name is Mike. Today is probably the most important day of this entire project. You can click the link up above to get caught up on what I'm doing here, but I'm basically building a commercial bakery inside my home. And it's been a very long process. It's been over a year now, a lot of research and design and consultation with people that know how to do these things. And I've run across lots and lots of hiccups and had all sorts of hurdles that I've had to overcome. Today is probably the most important, most critical day because we're moving the deck oven into the bakery. You can also click the link up above if you want to get caught up on getting when we got the deck oven and some preparations I've made for it. But the big challenge is that this deck oven here is very, very heavy and it weighs about 1,500 pounds. And in order to get it inside the bakery, it won't fit assembled. We actually have to take it apart. But taking it apart is a big process because you gotta basically separate the pieces, and each piece weighs maybe 600 pounds. So it's gonna be very, very challenging. And I have about, I think 5 strong guys showing up here today who know what they're doing, and they have special equipment that they're bringing. They're gonna take this thing apart, they're gonna put it in the bakery, and they're gonna put it back together. It sounds simple. I'm pretty sure it's not gonna be simple. Will I encounter any hiccups like I have in the past? Will we have any drama like the floor buckles under the weight or something terrible happens? Gosh, I really hope not. I'm going to stay super optimistic, but join me today as we find out how it unfolds. So here is that deck oven. We looked at this last time when it was delivered, but now it's in the open area of the garage. I've since then found out that these are indeed steam pods. So this is where water fills up and generates pressure with steam, and then these solenoids will go through this pipe work here and inject it into the baking chamber. We also have this rod that I'm touching here, which is connected to this plug. When I pull on this thing, you can see that there is something that moves in the back there, and that is actually opening and closing a vent inside the oven. So if I look inside there, you'll see it open and close. So when I want to release the steam that's been in the oven and vent the chamber, I will just pull on this right here. You'll probably also notice that there's nothing on the floor. The appliance installers asked me to remove the stone floor because when we move this, it's going to potentially break, and also it adds a tremendous amount of weight. So we wanted to get rid of those. So both of the decks, the top and the bottom, have had the stone floors removed. So that's kind of it for now. Milo's also very stressed.
Didn't fall apart. Yeah,
Hard part done? Ah, it wasn't so hard. Come on.
Not too bad. Just, a couple ulcers for the last 3 weeks. But... oh man, that's the biggest oven I've ever moved.
Based on this, it looks like we're going to hook up number 4 wire, and that is pretty thick stuff that should be able to handle this level of amperage. And then he's going to put it in a conduit here, and then he's going to mount a box on the wall that it's all going to come from. Alright, so the box is on. We are going to cap off the neutral, and then we're only going to use L1, L2, and the ground, which will get connected to the back of the oven over here. Even though it's black and white, it will be L1, L2, and ground. So what is this
It's called a Polaris tap, and it's just a much better connection point. So inside of here, it's got a set of lugs and then a set of Allen heads, and it drives that Allen head down and makes that connection. And so you just torque them in there real good, and then you've got a real solid connection. And for my money, it's a much better connection point. They make wire nuts big enough. Wire nuts fail.
Okay, so far so good. We got the box in place, and then the wires running to the back of the oven, and now we're going to make the final connections.
We have 121.7 on L2, 121.1, perfect.
Looks good.
Beautiful.
All right, let's turn her on. Here we go.
Rock and roll.
Boom.
That's just contactor firing.
Boom.
Contactor firing.
We'll set the temperature at 150 so it doesn't get too hot on us here, because the stones need to be cured. This is the top heating element for the bottom one. I can feel the warmth in here starting up. Okay, there we go. So right now the oven has been running at 150 degrees Fahrenheit for an hour. This red light indicates that the steam pod is ready to inject steam if I push this button. I'm not going to do that until the stones are fully cured. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to turn these up by 50 degrees to 200, and I'm going to keep raising it by 50 degrees every half hour until it gets to about 450 degrees, and then do the second stage tomorrow. I'm really hoping that this weekend I'll be able to do my first bake in this oven, which will be pretty darn awesome. Now, this is really the end of the whole project. I have put all the equipment that I plan to put in. Everything is working for now, and everything's looking pretty much the way I envisioned it. There's still a couple little odds and ends to wrap up, but I'm pretty much done with the project. So the last video I'm going to do is just an overview of the entire bakery, show you everything that's in here, talk a little bit about the history, but really summarize the entire project into one short video that will hopefully be fun for those that don't want to go back and see all the videos that led up to this, but you're of course welcome to see those too. So that's it for this video. The deck oven is in place and it's working. We're going to do our first bake hopefully this weekend, and then get started on the really fun stuff, which is the experiments and doing different formulations and putting everything to its paces. Until we meet next time, go bake something.